Well, good morning and welcome back to another 30 Days Creative, 14th of November. And as normal on a Sunday, it's just going to be a little check-in. Obviously my main vlog is coming up later today. Before we get into that, you guys enjoyed the little playtime yesterday? I was pleasantly surprised actually. There were a couple of those images that I quite liked. And obviously have given me, as I said in yesterday's vlog, the permission to play, while you may end up with images that maybe aren't at that stage much cop or the final version. They do perhaps spring a couple of little sparks in the old grey matter, and that's certainly what has shown me there. I really like the one with the sort of the tree, the burnt out tree, and I think I could probably repeat that with a different subject and perhaps a slightly different technique, but I quite like that. Give yourself permissions to play. So it's a pretty muzzly day today. I'm making my way up to have a morning coffee. Dog just barking at a hole. Oh, I just waved at someone that wasn't actually waving at me. Don't you hate it when that happens? Actually, I just wanted to very briefly talk about something, and it's something that's been rattling about in my head for quite some time. And that is the whole process of photography. So we kind of do a little bit of planning. We then head out with a camera, we do a bit of exploration, we maybe get some light or maybe we don't. Then we come back in again, we do a bit of culling. We do a bit of processing, we do a bit of publishing, maybe even do a bit of printing and selling prints. For a while I've thought I am a little bit weird. You guys already know that. But for me, I would say that 90% of the joy of photography for me comes in the whole process of doing. I seem to get less and less, I seem to get less enjoyment out of the final image, even the processing side of things, even the printing side of things. Now maybe that's how my head is at the moment, my mental state is at the moment, because I find that even, say we're out climbing a Munro, we get to the top of the Munro, and I can always tell that I'm anxious to get down the Munro and get onto something else, get onto something else, get onto something else. And I used to get a lot of enjoyment out of going back through my back catalogue of images on a wet and miserable day and doing a little bit of post-processing. But I still enjoy it. But I say most of my enjoyment is now and heavily weighted towards getting outside. And even if I'm not actually making any images or the images that I'm making are kind of meh, run-of-the-mill, it's actually the whole art of the whole process of getting out. Is that weird? You hear other photographers, well-known photographers, talking about the journey of a photograph and the final print and the processing, and maybe there are others out there who, when they get their images back into their digital darkroom, they do spend 5 minutes just processing them and publishing them up, and that's that. Maybe I'm not alone in this. But certainly for me, a massive part of the enjoyment of this is just being out with a camera. And it's almost, I'll go out and I'll make the image, and especially if it's an image that has taken a little bit of work, especially a little intimate scene. Perhaps it's a location that I've been to on a number of occasions, and it's something that I've kind of worked towards. If I get to the point where I think I've cracked, it's the wrong word, but if I get to the point where I'm like, yep, I'm quite pleased with that image, sometimes I don't even have to process it. Sometimes just I can look on the back of the camera, or maybe I'll look at it when I get home and I'll say, yep, I'm quite pleased with that. That was a complicated scene, and I think I've done it justice. I think I could probably just stop there. and move on. Not edit it really, not process it, not publish it, not print it. And this probably goes completely against the whole, get your stuff out on social media, and it certainly goes against the whole, an image really deserves to be printed. And I'm not denying that. This is just, again, my own rambling thoughts on a miserly Sunday morning, but my joy is certainly heavily weighted towards being out with a camera. So much so that I'm finding that I'm kind of not getting the same level of enjoyment out of editing and posting. So anyway, as I say, a Sunday ramble. None of it probably makes any sense. Right, well, I won't keep you any longer because, as I say, there's a main vlog coming out this evening at 6 o'clock, and it's actually from one of my first vlogs from Scotland. A lovely little woodland that I have frequented many times before. But on this occasion, I go in with eyes wide open. You can check that out tonight at 6 o'clock. Right, well, I am going to put you away, make a beeline for the coffee shop, and I guess we'll catch up historically tonight at 6 o'clock, but in real time tomorrow, which will be halfway through these 30 days creative. But let me know in the comments below, is most of your enjoyment from being out with a camera, or do you love the post-processing side of things, or do you get a real kick out of the publishing side of things? I don't think there's a right answer there. Each to their own. Right, guys, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.